I didn't do my vocal
Let it out.
exercises.
And we are back to the Thanks for Sharing podcast. We are brought to you by... I'm sorry, you got to sit through this.
That's a long list. I'm cool.
It is. We are brought to you by Dan Rouse at Cherry Hill, Mitsubishi, KO Pest Control, KCD Construction, Pace Roofing, Hoover Delivery Service, ERT Restoration, Dudas Distros, J Bo's Creations, Art History, Kelsey Kool-Aid Art, Four Seasons Landscaping, Sharky's Barbershop, RD Realty, Bone Marrow Capital Adjustment, Santini's Grill, A Plus Insurance at Tyson and Castor, Ivy Innovations, Ghost with the Most Boutique, and Crocus Landscaping. And Greek Tech. I forgot Greek Tech.
Can't forget Greek Tech.
You can't. Well, my buddy Greek owns Greek. His name's George. But he's Greek, so everyone's like, Greek. And I'm like, I'm not. Your name's George.
You need to make a t-shirt of just all those names.
Yeah.
Just in like small print.
I wanted to make a t-shirt with that on the back. It would just say thanks for sharing. But for the longest time, a little folk, I think I've talked about it every week so far, but I was saying bought to you by for the longest time, and no one corrected me for like 40 episodes. And this is
to you by?
Yeah,
or brought to you
bought
by?
to you by, which is wrong. It's brought.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And you
yeah.
just legitimately
I
do
had
that.
no idea. And we went like my buddy
I
Corey.
feel like I do that all the time.
My buddy Corey, faithful listener, Biz Mighty, he was on, and he was like episode like
Do all of your friends have nicknames?
a lot of them do.
I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what every group of friend wants, but like you
Yeah.
can't introduce your own nickname, and then you get too
Mine's-
old where
yeah.
it's like, especially when you make friends later in life, like you can't give an adult another
Yeah,
nickname.
I'm
but-
mostly with most people strictly first name, last name. I don't know why. Like they have the need. I think because it's 2 syllables, it just
Joe White.
yeah. Instead of just saying
Well,
Joe.
there's so many Joes.
Like
too.
Ryan is 2 syllables.
Ryan.
So yeah,
Well, it's weird because like everyone outside of comedy and stuff just calls me K.
okay.
So when people do call me Ryan, it's like a little bit.
That's
But
typical.
again, there's so many Ryans.
That's Northeast stuff though.
Yeah.
Just K.
Yeah.
Well, I hate when people just hit me with the last name. They're like, "What's up, White?" And I'm like,
Can't do that.
"Yeah." I'm like, it just doesn't sound right.
No.
Yeah, it's the worst shit
You're
ever.
throwing
dude.
too many lines there.
Yeah, but no, I always get Joe White. I don't know why. Especially in the AA crowd where it's supposed to be anonymous.
We'll see. AA, I feel like
Yeah, they're
like
like
Whitey is like
Yeah.
like there's probably 7 guys named Whitey.
yeah,
in
there's
AA.
like 7 Whiteys in AA, dude. Fucking killing it, dude. And Ryan K's on today. He just introduced himself.
Oh, okay.
No, what were we talking about? Nicknames. Yeah, self-appointed nicknames are the worst.
Yeah.
But a lot of them do. Well, a lot of them, like, you know, my buddy Biz is a rapper, so his rap name. But I go between calling him Biz or Corey.
Has
I call him
anyone gone through
Corey
like
mostly.
variation, like stages, like they've changed their?
So
their
my
own
best
nickname?
friend Mark, who is one of the producers, you know what I mean? Mark and Davron are still the producers, even though they're not here, because we used to do this at Davron's, but I still
Yeah.
give them producer credits.
Those are the real businessmen.
Yeah, yeah.
They really figured it out.
Yeah, Davron's just
They
well,
don't even
Mark
have to
the
be
whole
here.
time. I don't even know what Mark did, but I
Yeah.
was just like, he's a producer, and people are like, oh, he does this because he's good with audio. But
You need those people. Right?
he makes beats, but he
Okay.
also used to rap. But he rapped out of necessity because he made the beats.
You
So-
should just. It should have been like
But his rap name's Ayu, and
Io.
Ayu, Ayu,
Okay.
because it shows up in search bars, like when you're in a library or something.
Right.
It's at the top because it's 2 A's.
Okay.
So that's-
he's at the top.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. I got it.
But we just call him Mark. He's just Mark all the
Right.
time.
And is he like?
But there's a
fighting for,
couple.
like,
No,
AO?
no, there's a couple people who do, and I cringe inside.
Yeah,
like I'm just
yeah.
like, ugh. They're like, this is my boy Ayu, and I'm like, you're not his friend.
But are they doing it to be like cool? As
Yeah,
in
I
like
guess,
I'm the
dude.
guy who knows his.
Yeah, I know a
nickname?
couple
Like you guys
people-
know him as this. But
Yeah,
I know Io. He's a different guy.
yeah. I feel like you're cooler if you call someone just by their first name. Like you're probably tighter with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I'm like, this is Mark,
Right.
and they're like, I thought it was Ayu, and I'm like, no, it's Mark. He's Mark.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
that's also kind of like a girlfriend stand too.
Yeah.
Like it's Mark, dude.
Yeah,
it's, not
it's
Io.
Mark, yeah.
Not fucking Io.
Yeah, you're not fucking
It's
IOU.
It's Mark, okay?
Dude, it definitely is Mark, but yeah, nicknames, dude. I can't stand for self-appointed nickname. Another reason why I won't call my buddy George Greek, because I feel like he gave himself Greek.
Greek's
not-
a cool one though.
It's not confirmed.
Do you think he gave it to him?
I think he gave it to him. Yeah.
Is it from The Wire?
No, it's just because he's
That's the Greek.
Greek.
like,
Yeah.
in this-
I don't
the
know if he's a
steep to
wire
it.
guy, dude. He might
Okay.
not be. He's an electrician, is what he is.
Well, he is a wire guy. Then.
Yeah, he's an AA guy. He's killing it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Novak own a recovery house, and there was a comedy show there on Friday.
Now, what do you do when you see like someone? Because like I don't know how nationally big like CKY and Jackass was with Brandon Novak in it,
Yeah.
but like around here, like it's big enough. Like he would be like, how's that go over in AA meetings? Like, are there times like he
People
like
are pretty
needs
cool.
to?
So I like when he was in rehab, I was like taking him to meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
I was one of the speakers in their rehab, and that's how I met him. And it was like one of those things. I was like, this dude looks familiar, and I don't know why. And like I forget. Later down, I was like, oh, that's who it is. All right, cool.
But I could see people
I remember
like, treating him like a celebrity, and he's like, like
yeah,
not,
he's
not
just
the time.
yeah,
man.
he's just the
Like-
guy. But I remember we went to a meeting like when he was like, I feel like he went to a rehab where they took you to outside meetings, which is crazy. They
I
didn't
don't
let
know
us
what that
leave.
means really.
Like they'll take you out of the facility to go to like a real AA meeting
Okay.
with real people.
Right. And what's the benefit of that?
I don't know, just to get used to it, I guess, because you're like just confined for like the month or 3
Yeah.
months, whatever you're in there for.
Okay.
Of just like they bring the speakers in for you and you get tight with your community. I guess it's to branch you outside of your
that
comfort
makes
zone.
sense. That makes sense.
But I remember going with them to one, and I was just like, does it suck, dude, that like you're just trying to get your life together, and it's just like
Right.
people are like, loved you and fucking Jackass,
Yeah.
man. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I saw you rip 2 perks off a hood of a car and jump off a house. Like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, they're like, that's gnarly. Do you want to be friends?
well,
Or just like the cringe of people going up to him and be like, I jumped off a house before. And it's like, all right, man. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
why,
yeah.
why would you do that? Like,
Yeah. And
the
it's like,
only
why are
thing
you
do-
telling me that?
Which I never got that. I was never like that guy at parties.
Yeah.
I don't know about you and your heyday, but like I was always impressed by those kids. But like I never wanted to hang out or be like in the radius of those kids that were like getting fucked up at parties and like trying to jump off like high shit into
Yeah.
pools and stuff. Because like
Yeah.
they-
No,
if-
I wasn't doing that.
and-
No.
I would assume not. But at worst case scenario, you like clip the side of the pool and like break your leg, and now your night's over.
Yeah. I feel like, well, if you break your leg, then they'll give you stuff, which is kind of nights on. You know what I mean?
I guess.
So the common misconception, I think, like if you ever meet a sober dude, like I know when I started doing comedy, everyone's like, you probably did the craziest shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, it's more depressing than anything. You know what I mean? Like people are
Yeah.
like, think not everyone has the rock star experience of being like,
I
I was
know.
doing cocaine.
But
out of a-
everyone wants to.
yeah, I was doing cocaine out of a hooker's asshole. Which, don't get me wrong, I've known people who've done it. I've never done it because
Yeah.
I've never been around a hooker, I don't think. But yeah, it just doesn't happen like that. Like no one's killing it out there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
If you end up in a, it's more sad and
I feel
depressing.
like
And it's like
it's-
I'm in a room by myself getting high.
Right.
If I have a room.
Yeah, I can see that. It's kind of like meeting like football players and shit.
Yeah.
Where like everyone's just like, you played in the NFL. Like, what was it like to like block Ray Lewis or something?
Yeah.
And like to that guy, it's just like he was like, I lost my job because like
Yeah.
because he fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like
'cause
I got
he's such
I got
a
kicked
freak
out
of
the league.
nature.
Yeah.
He just ran me over.
Like I get it's like all fun and games for you, but like
I
that
think
was a-
that's the closest I
that
ever
ruined my night.
came to meeting like an NFL player. I think I was like at a wedding and like the one dude at the wedding was like on the Chiefs practice squad and got like cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now works a normal job. He works with my boy. That's why he was at the wedding.
I have a buddy that played football in college, and he had a couple friends that like went to the league,
Yeah.
but they're all done now. But it's still like I hate the vibe because it's so like it is cool to like I want to talk to them,
Yeah.
but I just feel so like bad about myself where I'm like, what was the NFL like, mister?
Yeah.
And like I just feel like such a little kid. Like
Sometimes-
he should just put me up on his knee and tell
And
me the story.
It's hard to be like uncringe around someone that like you respect in a certain field, like or
Yeah.
an art form or a sport. If you meet them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
I feel like now I just stand back and I just stare at them and then don't say anything.
Yeah. I can't imagine
could be
because the
worse.
few compliments of being nobody that I get, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? People are like, "What?"
Amazon's Joe White.
Yeah, they'd be like, are you the guy on Amazon? I'm like, that's me, man. I hate myself, dude.
Yeah, I'm just getting a coffee.
Yeah.
Just like the rest, just like everyone
And
else.
they're like, why are you pouring me my beer? I'm like, because I work at Applebees,
yeah,
man.
well,
Yeah.
also welcome to Apple. I am Joe White, but yeah, also welcome to Applebee's.
Yeah, guys, I know what you're thinking. Yes. And yes. And-
You guys missed happy hour by 20 minutes, but I'm one of those cool bartenders.
I never been there at
I'm gonna
happy
trip
hour,
you.
dude.
No.
It's after 9.
What is
I don't even know what the specials include. I've been there for 9 years. I think like maybe a handful of times I've been there past 9, and I don't think I was ever the bartender.
No,
I think once.
The little bit I know from, I worked in like a high end like restaurant in high school, and I don't know, it was supposed to be nice. Like it had like this regard in like the area, like, oh, you should go here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like working behind the scenes. I'm like, I would never come to this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like all these people suck. Like I don't trust any of them to cook food.
Yeah.
And like meanwhile, this place is like pumping out like steaks and lobsters and shit. That
Do you think restaurants that aren't like a corporate chain are like? Do you think they all consider themselves like fancy, like a mom and pop place? Like even the breakfast places, they're like, this is the good breakfast though.
I think you have to
like
say
they
that
shit
now,
on IHOP, which they usually do.
because I honestly don't know how you even compete like as like a restaurant anymore.
Yeah, I don't get.
There's food everywhere.
Dude, I get a lot of hate. I think it happened like last week. Someone was like, I fucking hate Applebees. Like literally, I was like out someone. They're like, what do you do? I'm like, I work at
I thought they were
Applebee's.
like saying it like at Outback.
Yeah.
Which also is like,
And they're like, God, that place fucking sucks. I'm like, all right, man.
who's advertising is great.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's not that bad, dude. And that's not.
it's not bad.
And I think
but
people-
it's not like they're getting one over on
Yeah,
you.
I think people should
It's
take that advice from
consistent.
me though, because people like think like I'm Team Applebee's, which if you know me, I'm not.
Yeah.
I think you should take my word of being like the food's good.
Any
And
place that serves
I probably hate it more than you because
Yeah,
I
know.
work there.
Yeah. But anywhere that serves potato skins, you can't be like, this blows.
We don't
Like,
got potato skins, man.
they're all right, but I mean, like, it's not high quality.
Yeah,
Like,
I love a
they're
good.
not-
I love a good potato skin, man.
Yeah, just to be clear, I eat only shitty food.
Yeah, so do I. Dude.
I'm this body is made by Applebee's and
Nice,
TGI
dude.
Fridays
You get 2 for $20 on in your life, man.
all the time.
Fucking
all the time.
right, dude. Yeah.
What was I gonna say that? Oh, are there like bad days though at Applebee's? Because it was always Mother's Day and New Year's were like
Like bad busy, like oh my
bad
god,
busy,
please.
and like nobody gave a shit about tipping,
Yeah.
which seems weird. Like to take your mother out.
So
It's
I
like,
don't-
I'm gonna stiff this guy.
So the stiffing thing happens so rarely, where I'm just like, you know, if it happens, I'm more
Really?
like whatever. Maybe it's just me.
Maybe
Maybe
it's
I just got
like-
lucky. But Veterans Day, I made very good money, but it's like
Yeah.
vets eat free. And so during the
Wait,
day,
it's like Betsy free.
yeah,
what do you mean by-
veterans,
Oh, eat free.
yeah, they eat free.
I thought you said Betsy free.
Yeah, no,
Like-
let's eat
like-
free.
Like Applebee's is like it might be Veterans
Yeah.
Day, but ain't not here. Like
So, which is awesome. I'm
good thinking
down.
of the Outback.
I'm on board with giving them free food.
Anti-war.
A couple of my buddies have served, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, whatever. That's the least, you know.
They should get free food.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
big.
least
I'm
they
big
can do.
troops guy, dude. Not to get political,
Joe
but the
White
troops,
for the
yeah,
troops.
Joe White for the troops, and but it was too much. Like there were people lined up before we even opened, and
Yeah.
and there was like 2 servers there, me being one of them, but I pulled double duty because we
Did you
can't.
make them tell you thank you for your service that day?
A lot of them just
Look how
thanked me
many-
for it. I got a lot of their like the
So
use
many of
serve too, and I was like, nah.
What would make you think
Yeah.
that?
I'm like, did this physique?
the haircut.
Yeah, I'm like,
Maybe
did this physique just make you fucking think
Yeah,
that I'm?
dude, fucking
Yeah.
the tats and shit.
I was thinking
You've
of
killed
yeah.
bodies, dude. You have
I'm like the
bodies
Mr.
episode.
Rogers. Like you remember that rumor where people are like Mr. Rogers has fucking burn marks on his arms. That's why he wears sweaters from each dude he
No.
killed with a sniper rifle in
Yeah,
Korea.
I can see that for you.
Yeah. I was watching a movie last night with The Rock, and it had me convinced I should just do steroids
Oh yeah.
because he
every time.
lived through everything.
Why not?
Come to find out, he's immortal in the movie. Spoiler alert! If you're watching Jungle Cruise,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just done with movies, I guess.
are you?
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
I mean,
They just-
Jungle Cruise was like a PG Anaconda.
Yeah, pretty
But why
much.
does he need to be immortal now?
It was like them just doing Pirates of the Caribbean, but just
Oh,
with The Rock,
Jesus.
kinda, and not
Well,
pirates.
everything is everything with The Rock.
Yeah, he really is in everything now.
He's in everything.
He is in everything. I think he deserves it.
He's
I don't
a good
hate
guy.
him. Yeah,
I don't hate him either. But it's like the
Do
same
you
time, it's
remember
like, you
when
can't-
Scorpion King came out and everyone's like, The Rock's gonna start acting, and it was like the biggest dog shit piece of movie
Yeah,
ever?
it was like it got ripped for like all the CGI and shit.
Yeah, and
It's
he
so
like
bad.
he didn't even really act in it. He was like
Nah.
CGI. They just based it off The Rock, I think.
Yeah.
I think he was in like 2 scenes.
I think that ruined
But
Brendan Fraser's career, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what did. A lot of people are like big on the like save Brendan Fraser. I'm like, what's wrong with him? You know what I mean? I just don't know. Apparently
Really?
he
It
got
happened that quick?
blackballed.
They just freed Britney and they're just moving
I
right
guess
on to
people
Brendan
just
Fraser.
get blackballed in Hollywood, dude, and I don't understand.
Yeah,
it.
but Brendan Fraser, I mean,
Some
he doesn't strike me as someone who deserves blackballing, but what are we bringing him back for?
I was listening to 97.5 the
And
other
then
day.
Monkey Bone too.
Yeah, I
Let's
wish
go
Monkey
back.
Bone was a good movie, man. Monkey Bone
Bedazzled.
changed my life, man.
Bedazzled.
Changed my
The
life. Dude.
Devil's Daughter.
What a great film.
I'm just throwing it out there. We might want to copyright.
I was listening to 97.5 and they said Richard Gere's like blackballed. And apparently he's a Philly guy. I didn't know that. Nor would I
Now,
care
is
that
he
much.
the gerbil in the butt guy?
Who, Richard Gere?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was he?
I think so. I recently like heard something about that too. But I heard that whole rumor because like that came out when we were in like middle school, elementary school.
Yeah.
It was like, and it was like right by our puberty, so it was like the funniest thing. It was
Yeah,
like there's a famous guy putting gerbils in his ass.
Yeah. People do that though, I think.
I'm not gonna rule it out.
Yeah.
But
I used to have a keychain that was like a
that
penguin.
would fish gerbils
No,
out of your
so it
asshole.
was like- no.
It was the same hooks for COVID to like open doors. and
I was
shit.
working at a restaurant that's not Applebee's. It was on the border at the time. I was
Yeah.
working at On the Border, and I had this keychain. It was like that big. It was like a plush penguin, and there was like a little string, and it would like vibrate in a circle. And people would always compliment it because I had like one of those carabiner things because I was fucking punk rock at On the Border.
Yeah.
I was like, this job doesn't get me. My parents don't get me. Anarchy forever. But I had this penguin keychain, and people are like, oh, that's cool. What's that for? And I was like, the gerbil keeps dying. That's what I said to the guests coming in. And they were like, what? And I was like, you heard me, man.
And they were like, who do I file a complaint with? And
Yeah.
you're like, this is Applebee's.
I did get fired from there, believe it or not. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from On the Border.
Wow.
I started off hosting there, and I would get on the mic. They had a microphone and a PA system.
Yeah.
And whenever it was like fucking Ryan K's table stuff, I'd be like, Ryan K, party of 5, come on down.
Oh, yeah.
And people loved
The
it.
hack
And
voice,
then
yeah.
one day, my GM called me in through the headset, and he's like, you need to stop doing that.
People love it.
I was like, people
What
love
does
it,
this guy
dude.
know?
Yeah, why do you
Yeah.
hate fun?
You're reading the people, you're collecting the data, dude. It's
Yeah.
going over what
Some
does that
people
guy
just hate fun, dude.
I know.
You know what I
But
mean?
back to the gerbils in the ass.
Mhm.
Come on.
Yeah. Richard Gere did it.
I heard it
Are
was
you saying it?
Scientology. He tried to leave Scientology, and they were like, "This guy puts gerbils in his ass."
Talk about a terrifying thing to enter and then leave.
I know.
Yeah. How did the lady from King of Queens just get
Wait,
away?
we're talking Scientology
Yeah,
or
yeah.
being the gerbil?
Also both.
Because that would be a tough
What's
thing.
the difference
Yeah.
if you're the gerbil?
To
Lemmy
get in and
Winks?
out of that, yeah. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
basically. I think it might be less psychologically damaging to leave Scientology
Than to be a gerbil in someone's butthole.
just to be stuffed into someone's asshole and then like Ace Ventura it out,
Yeah.
and then it's just like go on about your life. You know, it's like
I never understood. How did the girl from King of Queens, how did she just get away like scot-free pretty much? I know there was like controversy. She had like a show like leaving Scientology. Like how terrifying is that? Don't they like
They
threaten
were
to
like-
murder you?
they were like put this gerbil in your ass,
Yeah.
yeah, remedy. And Richard Gere was like, I volunteer in tribute.
Yeah, like the Hunger Games.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you think you would do in the Hunger Games if you were in it?
I'll take that gerbil
Yeah.
for that little lady.
Do you think you could win?
I'll be your Huckleberry.
You think you could win the Hunger Games?
Absolutely not. I have asthma. I'm afraid of the dark. I if I camp outside, my allergies go fucking wild.
Nice. Okay.
I can't kill anything. I feel like I have like the annoying little kid rage from like being
Yeah.
a little brother
Yeah.
my whole life. But it even came down to like I was in my buddy's like basement the other weekend, and like there was just a mouse like just came up and just laid there.
Yeah.
And
You
I
lost your mind.
hate mice. I didn't lose my mind, but it was definitely one of those things where it was like it looked like it was dying anyway, but it was like one of those things. It's like I gotta kill this thing,
Yeah.
right? And I couldn't do it. I couldn't
Yeah, I
bring
don't think
myself.
I could kill a mouse.
I just
dude.
put a bowl over it and I left and I just let my friend get it.
You're the hero we need, man.
Not my house.
Did you tell him?
I wanted to kill.
Did you
the
tell him
mouse
like a
out.
week later? Like, by the way, there's a mouse under that bowl.
Oh my god! I've actually had like a very rough stretch at this kid's house.
Yeah, just
I'll...
killing mice and what?
I didn't kill his mouse. Well, I don't know. It was weird though, because I like wanted to kill it, and like
Just couldn't.
I didn't know how to go about it.
Yeah.
Like I just had like this metal bowl. I was just gonna just smash it and then
Yeah.
what? Like what if it sprayed on me? If it
Yeah.
sprayed on me, then I just like make some noise.
What if Rogan invited?
Woo!
What if Rogan invited you elk hunting? Be a
Oh.
huge break for your comedy career. You know, I wouldn't kill anything either. I would have to consider it if he was like, "Come hunt this elk with me." I would be like, "All right, man."
I don't know. Do you get the vibe that like Joe Rogan's a good hang though? I feel like he's too serious.
Yeah, dude.
You know, it's like
He's wild.
if you had any other friend and he's just like talking about like not only working out, he's talking about vitamins and like
Yeah,
ice baths.
seems
and
like
shit.
a very
And it's
matter
like,
of fact.
guy, can we just chill? Like, I just want to sit on the couch right now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about like you got to get your heart rate up before 8 a.m. or you'll die at 60. Like, I just,
dude, I've seen him talk about things that weren't any of that stuff, and he just has an addictive personality. That's the problem. Because he was like, I was playing video games for a little bit, and
Yeah.
I was all about it. I'm like, go back to playing video games.
right. But
Have fun, Joe Rogan.
yeah. And if like we were elk hunting, it's like he's pulling back his bow, you know, and I'd be like, what if I could get it with a rock? You know, he'd be like, don't fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
He'd be like, go sit in a corner the rest of the trip.
you're going to shoot it with a bow? I can't wing a rock at it for
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
Dude, he seems
We're here to
intense.
hunt. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he would
He-
be the coolest guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
But I think about hunting deer all the time. I think it would be cool. But again, the more I think about it, I'm just like, I can't.
With a gun or
fucking-
with a bow?
I can't put it down. Anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
A
I couldn't
fucking
put it
grenade.
down
I
either,
couldn't.
dude.
I'd just be holding it with like trying to pull the pin, just crying in a
Yeah.
field. Like,
I feel like I'd be more able to kill another human being than an animal.
I think that too.
Yeah.
But the fact I just couldn't kill this mouse,
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't kill a fucking.
So you
human.
want to do good?
Or I'd kill the human and I'd just like show up to the police precinct again, just crying.
So do you think you would do well in
I made a
Squid Games,
mistake,
dude?
mister.
Because that's a little different. That's not built for. You got to be a competitor.
People signed up for it. I don't think I'd be good either.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. I was like trying to think of like what game would be like my
I
favorite
think the
game to
shapes.
play.
I would die.
The shapes.
The second one. Where they
No,
were-
that was just licking sugar, dude.
Yeah, but he didn't know that
How do
till
you think
the
I
end.
got this gobbler, man?
Yeah.
I can look.
You would have
lick
put that
sugar.
together. You know about
Dude.
sugar that much that you'll be like, I bet you if I just lick this, it'll
Give me a
pop out
Star of
perfect.
David all day. I'll
Yeah,
take the
just
hardest
fucking
one for the challenge.
Mazel tov,
Yeah,
dude.
I'll just lay on my belly with like my feet kicked up behind me.
Dude, the more
like
it
I'm on
went-
the phone talking to my girlfriend, and just I'll
Yeah.
fucking.
The more it went on, the more I would be like, I would get smoked in this, dude.
It would be annoying.
From the shape, tug
It
of
would
war
be
is just
annoying.
luck of the draw of who you get stuck with. But I think I would have got smoked there. Like I'm not bringing much to tug of war.
What did you think about the tug of war? Because it's like
I don't think their theory would work, but it probably would.
I don't
Because
think
they
it would
probably
either.
did research on it and they're like, this is real shit, dude. This is science.
I thought that was like you could have done a better game than
The
tug of
walking
war.
on the glass thing at the end, that's where I was like,
That
everyone's
was
smoked,
good.
dude. Everyone's dead.
I think the best thing was the first round too. That machine gun stop and go.
Yeah.
This is a nice, simple, easy game.
Yeah.
It was fair. You know, you didn't have to get teamed up with anybody.
Dude, it was fair.
But
Marbles seemed
it?
kind of fair too, though.
the marble scene,
Yeah.
when he was like trying to trick the old guy.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what the rules were for that. You just had to convince the other person to
Yeah, you can
come up
play
with
any
some
game
Yeah,
and
I
get
guess that
all
works.
their marbles.
What would your game be?
I don't even think I ever
Gerbils
played
in the butt,
marbles.
dude.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, you want to see who can shove more of these
Yeah.
marbles up their butthole, dude? And then people would be like, what? And I'd be like, I'll shove all 20 of them. in
Not
there.
only will I put them in, I'll shoot them at like how they were like flicking them to get in the hole at
Yeah.
the end.
Dude,
You
my-
just fucking legs behind your ears, just spitting marbles across the ground.
My buddy Nate was on this podcast, dude, and he was talking about a dude in the recovery house he lived with who shoved a grape up his butt or something.
For what?
We were just talking
like
about
a
I
goof?
guess. I guess.
So
Dude,
he
who
was like,
knows?
"Yo, check this out,"
Yeah.
and just like it's just one of those things you look over and see.
But it was one of those
Hilarious.
things I was like asking him. I was like, I don't think that would work though, shoving a grape up your butt. And he was like, no, what do you mean? It would fit.
That wouldn't work.
I'm like, no, that's the structure of a grape. Like, wouldn't it just squish the second anything? Like, how loose is your
Are you
butthole?
clenching?
I don't know, but
You need to relax a little bit.
yeah, I know, but your natural reaction if a grape's
I
going
know.
in your butt would be to clench, I think.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you
No,
just
it
crush
is
the
fine.
grape? But he was not like understanding that part of it. He was like, it would fit in there. And I was like, no shit, it would
Yeah,
fit
it
in
would
there.
fit
dude. yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. It could be a mess,
Yeah.
but it could be worse. Like,
the structural
if it got
integrity of a
stuck,
grape.
though.
Yeah, that would be not good, dude.
Did you ever have this in your school? This is just like a theory I've been having
Laying
for
on me, man.
no reason. But every school, and it's weird because like I don't know, just thinking about going to school in these days, how different it would be. But when I grew up and like going to college, like talking to other kids, it seemed like every kid had that girl in the school that it was just rumored that she like fucked herself with a cucumber.
Yeah, that's every school, yeah.
But did that happen? And
Probably
then who
not.
did those girls grow up to be?
Yeah.
You know, like that's gonna
knows?
be rough to be like
Or what if
trying to figure out hormones and life.
Yeah,
and
what
on
if
top
every
of that,
girl
the
has
whole
done it
school?
and they just like play it off? They're like, hey Becky, you ever shove a cucumber up your twat? And
That's
she's
even
like,
worse.
not me.
Think
But
of all
she's
the girls
panicking.
that did do it and they
Yeah.
just let that rumor run wild.
Yeah.
They're like, that fucking slut.
Yeah, they're like,
Who would do that?
yeah, Becky, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tiffany's back there.
They probably had slumber parties just doing it.
Yeah,
just
probably.
ruining produce.
Who knows, dude? Probably. That produce, man. That's a sin, really.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. But I was thinking like the pressure of it would be crazy.
What, of a cucumber?
Yeah.
Or the
dude.
pressure of people
Yeah.
finding out? The peer pressure?
Both.
All right.
It's like a solo and like a group thing too.
Yeah, true. The grape thing had me fascinated,
This
though,
would be
dude.
rough.
Yeah.
There was like a kid, I guess like the boy equivalent would be like there's this kid who everyone was like liked him. He was popular and stuff.
Yeah.
And then one day at recess he got pants and boxers just straight down his and just little dick and like he lost it. Nobody like he fell off hardcore.
He fell off, dude?
Yeah. Right.
Wow. That was
the
the
whole
end of,
school like turned on him.
That was the
But
end
we were
of
all
Jerry's
sitting there,
career.
like, if that happened to me, his name was Justin. Yeah.
Wow, I was close. Dude.
Close, yeah.
I was just throwing names out.
But that shame, I couldn't imagine doing that. That day, like seeing that happen to him, just like gave me PTSD for like the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Where I feel like I have that fear, like that gut sinking feeling, like every day. Of
Dude,
just,
getting
like,
pants
God
is
damn,
probably
that happened to me.
the worst, dude.
There was this other kid, Darren, at my school who hung out with like it was almost like two groups of kids kind of like hung out. And like I swear to God, everyone just like spit on this kid in middle school recess. Like
Literally,
that was like
they were just
game. Like, yeah, the
Really?
game was like let's just spit on, and then this kid just had to go back to class just covered in spit.
That's terrible,
Right?
dude.
Isn't it?
Dude, the
Kids
worst
would
is
get
like when you
arrested
run
for that
into
these
like, you
days.
know, dude, it always made me like cringe in my stomach because I was never a bully, nor did I get bullied that much. I don't think I did.
I found out I bullied my friends, but I didn't know.
Yeah,
was
but
a
when,
thing.
dude, when you see the person that was like getting bullied and you're like, you see him now, you're just like, man, you have had it rough for no reason. That's
Yeah,
upsetting.
yeah. I kind of like.
Yeah, like your friends.
I purposely
you just look
did
at
not.
them and you're like, I think they had it great, man.
I would try
was
and like,
just-
yeah. Well, that kid grew up, and now I think he works just like shooting guns. So,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, his path was kind of paved for him. at that
He's
point.
like Steve Buscemi,
yeah,
Billy
he's spit on a
Madison
kid.
now.
Yeah, he's an arms dealer now. So,
Yeah, so you better call him and be like, listen, man. That's the best scene in Billy Madison. It's not the best scene, but that's such a good scene where he calls Steve Buscemi and he's like, listen, man, I just want to
Glad
say
I
I'm
called
sorry.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would think. That reminds me of a guy, and maybe you probably get this a lot at like working at somewhere like Applebee's. It's the same restaurant I worked at in high school. There was this host, and he was probably like 33 at the time, and he just like wanted to hang out with like the kids and like impress everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what I wonder what the fuck that guy is doing.
Yeah.
He was like one of those guys that like one upped everybody and
Yeah.
like
He's
always
like, I
tried
got
to,
two
like, fuck the
Camaros,
chicks.
man.
He
and
did.
it's like,
He literally would
he had to
say that.
Yeah.
And he was always getting his real estate license. Like he was always getting like something in the works, and it was
Yeah.
like as soon as this happens, $100,000 a year,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
I did a couple things, like, but it was just, I knew at the end of the day, I was like, I don't want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
while I was working there, I was like, oh, I should become a barber. And I thought about it. And, like, I, like, stopped at my buddy's shop and I was, like, taking it in for a day. And I was like, just the process of learning all this, you know what I mean? It's just too much. And that's probably my problem in life.
Oh yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah. Now I'm like, I'd rather make these drinks. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Do you ever want to like open up your own bar?
No, not really.
No.
Nah. I kind of, for a little bit, wanted to do like a breakfast place.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like maybe a food truck. I'm not like a great
I
cook.
do want to do a food truck.
I'm not like a great cook, but it just seems like a
I'm not a
genius
great cook
idea.
either. Yeah, you just fry.
The markup on food is so high though. Like if you think about it,
Yeah,
like
I think about it all the time.
like a package of grilled chickens, like what? I don't know. I don't
Well, you buy
grocery
in, like,
shop.
bulk.
Yeah, but still, like think
Yeah.
about that.
You know what weirds me out is I heard a stat that in like this during the Super Bowl there's like I don't know 800 million wings sold,
Yeah.
and I just heard someone go chicken only have 2 feet. So I was like, oh shit, and they were like, where are all these chickens coming from?
Yeah, they're killing them all.
When was the
somewhere.
last time you've seen a farm? I haven't
Yeah.
seen.
Wow,
I haven't seen a chicken at
it's
all.
not chicken, dude. Is this a government conspiracy?
I'm
dude?
big into conspiracy.
What-
If you want to dive into conspiracy,
I am
we
not,
can
dude.
go.
My boy is super into it, and he just like says stuff, and he's like,
Where's
"Yeah,
he at?
I can call him
I'll
right
talk
now,
to
dude.
him,
Yeah.
yeah.
He'll answer, dude. He's big into aliens, and he was like, they're bulletproof, you know. And I was like, it makes sense.
See,
It just checks out.
they're bulletproof. Why?
Yeah, like,
Why would they
bullets
be?
just don't affect aliens, dude.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Actually, wasn't there some like technology that they think like we have, where it's like basically like a skin suit on top of like it would be like a wetsuit that's just like
Yeah,
bulletproof.
I think they had that shit in John Wick, dude, to be honest
Oh,
with
maybe
you.
that is where I saw it.
He was wearing just like a regular suit that was bulletproof, and I'm like, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I just watched
sure
those
they have that.
movies for the first time like a month ago.
yeah. Was that a treat?
Yeah, it was pretty
They're
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, are you a John Wick guy?
I'm a John Wick guy.
I'm just a Keanu guy. I think he's cool.
I like Keanu. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give that movie credit. You know, when you're watching a movie and they're just shooting bullets off like crazy and they never reload.
Yeah.
Like literally every gun he picked up was like either 6 to 12 to 14 shots. And I'm like, that's so accurate, dude. Like
Yeah.
I would count the bullets and I'm like, oh, that's crazy, dude. Not
Yeah,
that
I
I'm a
don't think you
huge
can get
gun
away with
guy.
it now.
Yeah, not that I'm a huge gun guy, but like the way they just had
But
it.
you don't like bullshit.
Yeah, I don't like
like
bullshit,
that. I
dude.
like that.
Yeah, like he was like pulling in, it was like click, and he was like, "Oh fuck, I'm out. Let me kill someone with a
Yeah.
fucking toothpick."
Yeah.
Do you think
But
there's
I don't know.
John Wicks out there in the world? Like
I don't
real
know.
life?
I was gonna
John
say,
Wicks? Probably.
I know a
right?
guy he's like a friend of one of my.
Are you the one upper you used to work
buddies?
with? You know a lot of guys, man.
I know a lot of guys. I always know somebody in it. That's the thing. I know
Yeah.
people far enough away from me that they won't help me.
Yeah.
But I hear cool shit.
Yeah. You're just like, I know the guy that Jason Bourne's based off of, dude.
Yeah.
So
I know his brother Kyle Bourne. Dude.
yeah.
He's-
Who doesn't know Kyle Bourne?
But he was a bio engineer or some shit, and he started working for the government creating night vision and shit.
Yeah.
And even something like night vision, he says is like super secretive of like how advanced it is and stuff. And he was like saying basically the stuff we know about
Yeah.
is like so ancient now to compared to like what they're working on and stuff. And he was like, he couldn't talk about it, but I feel like,
Yeah.
I don't know, even the guy that's like ordering supplies for the building would say that at that place. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can't talk about it. It's secure."
Yeah, they can't talk about it. Dude. See, I get a lot
I
of
think
can't
a lot
talk
of
about it,
people-
but it's
yeah.
like all my friends work in rehabs and they're like, yo, hey, listen. I'm like, is Steve, I'll drop someone off at a rehab to get sober. And I know someone that works there and I'm like, I dropped Steven off the other day. They're like, I can't confirm nor deny that they're there. I'm like, I know they're there.
Yeah.
I was the one who put them there.
I get the process of it, but at the
HIPAA,
same
man.
time, it's yeah.
Yeah, HIPAA.
But at the same time, you're like, come on, man. Like, I know. We
Yeah.
both know. Like, do we have to play this?
My
game
one
right
buddy
now?
used to work at a rehab. I don't think he ever will again, but my one boy was in there and told him to hit me up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my boy was in the rehab, talked to my other boy who worked there and was like, tell him to drop me off a pack of smokes. And he called me, and I just like, it's like just one of those dumb inconveniences of your life where you're just like, now I got to drive up to this rehab just to drop this dude, like randomly.
Like,
It's
you
like
would
I haven't
just
talked to you
throw
in 5
smokes over the
months. Yeah,
fence?
no, drop him off at the counter and be like, this is for.
I thought they like gave them. Like,
Yeah.
they encourage
No.
smoking.
No, they don't encourage it. A
Oh.
lot of places try to abolish it now.
Maybe it's well.
I
that's
would have lost
fine.
my
I never
mind.
got that.
Maybe that would have been for the best at this point if they just did it and I had to quit cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I would have lost my mind, I think.
There was a kid. I was almost named him, but I went to college.
You
College
know
with
him.
him? Yeah, you know. I played lacrosse in college,
Nice,
and so
dude.
like you
attack,
get all
mid, or
kinds of
defense.
I was a
dude.
goalie.
Were
So
you?
that explains like
Wow,
the weirdness.
your nuts are made of steel,
I'm not
then,
a-
dude.
Yeah, I once had a cup break in. I have a I had a cup break in and like cut me, so like
Yeah.
I just have a scar now on my fupa,
Oh
just a
wow, I
bald
thought you were gonna
spot.
say on
Just
your dick, dude.
well, that too. But,
Nice, you
that's
got
from the
scar dick,
warts and
dude.
shit. That's from
Yeah,
the
okay,
warts.
that's
Yeah,
what's up.
it's
That's what's
on
up,
lacrosse
dude.
related.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
dude. I think someone else is catching on that I do that a lot, but I was talking to them about how you were like the only one to catch on because I kept doing it last
Right
Tuesday,
away. Yeah,
and you were like, "Why do you keep going for
it's
fist
not
bumps?"
that obvious. I kept giving them out, but I was like, I know what we're doing here. Like,
I think the repetitive of it is
you
just.
can easily.
I
Get
think
them
that's so
people, though.
funny, dude.
And it is one of those things. Like, if you do catch someone enough times, like
Yeah.
it will just become like a thoughtless. Like,
Yeah, it's funny.
it's like,
yeah,
yeah, I can see that.
I just say whatever they said last, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, man. Republicans, am I right? And they're like, what? That's not even what we're talking about. I'm like, yeah, nah, you hate them, man. And they're like, yeah, I mean, I guess. And I'm like, yeah, man. I just keep giving them out, dude.
But this kid, he got in trouble with like drinking a bunch, like a few times, but he was just like an idiot. And it's like in college, you can tell like he was probably just a kid that like he was probably like a little sheltered in high school.
Yeah.
So he just was a little wild when he came to college his first year.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got in trouble like a couple times, and the school said like, we'll either expel you or you can go to rehab. So they like forced him to go to rehab. Like,
fucking right, brother.
yeah,
That's the time of your life right there, dude.
and he went to rehab up in like Wilkes-Barre somewhere, and like he basically said like all they did was just told him like, you smoke cigarettes now.
Yeah.
And like they really didn't help him or anything, and he was just like,
no one would do that at a rehab.
That's
this guy's lying, dude. No one would be like, you smoke now. First off, no one wants to give
him a Zippo lighter with his initials engraved on it.
What a weird rehab. The rehab did, or the people in the rehab?
That's why I said it was Wilkes-Barre. It's a little blue collar up there where they're
true.
like, we don't talk about feelings. You
Yeah.
sit here quietly. You smoke your pack of smokes, and you leave.
Yeah, and you're better now, dude. That's pretty wild, dude. Now rehab is the shit, though.
I'm sure there's good and bad ones, like anything. I was just saying. I just thought it was wild they forced him to go and be
dude,
like.
Every time I was in rehab, there was a guy like that. Not with like drinking, but like their mom. They were like a young kid.
Yeah.
Like 18, and their mom caught him smoking pot.
Right.
Can you imagine? That's like going to upstate prison for jaywalking.
It would be terrifying.
If you're
but
just
it would
like,
be effective.
I'd be like, hey, all these dudes did heroin. We found the joint in your bedroom.
But can you like point those people out like when they walk in?
They usually out themselves, thinking it's like, like yeah, you know, and it's like, listen, these are
you
some,
guys boo them.
Yeah. I'm like, these are some hard. I was in a meeting the other day, and some dude's like, I'm here for weed, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I find it a little. I'm like, oh wow.
It depends how they approach it.
I mean, if it's ruining your life. My one boy, like, he was sober a while and he's smoking weed. I have a couple boys who were sober a while and they smoke weed, and neither works very good, or they just go into straight psychosis and they're like, I'm back now.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Full
okay,
throttle.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But
I'm a big weed advocate, though, dude. Weed's pretty tight.
yeah. I have my card, and I just don't. I don't know the rules of it though. I wish it was like more easily defined. Like,
Yeah.
can I have a bowl in my car, or is paraphernalia like? Because
Yeah.
obviously you buy it and you drive it back and forth, but you can't expect them to like keep it at your house.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just want the safety. I don't want to worry about it, like getting pulled over and having.
Yeah, you're a big bowl guy. I guess it's good, quick rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could never like roll joints or anything.
Nah, yeah.
I always wish I could.
I can roll a joint.
Can you?
I still can.
Have you smoked weed? Or you strike me as the guy that like only likes rolling joints. Like you just wanted to be good at rolling joints.
What are you talking about? Like present day or back when I was smoking weed?
Well, both. Did you forget how?
No, I can still do it.
Yeah.
I've done it for a friend before.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, man, I don't know. And I'm like, I still got it in me.
Yeah. And it
You know
feels
what I mean?
good, right?
Yeah,
Kids
I'm like, I can
got
still
it.
do it, dude.
Kids
I
still
can
got
still
it. Now
do it,
get this
dude.
away from me.
Yeah, and I'm like, get away from me, stranger danger. But no, back when I was smoking weed, I just like, I don't know. We would smoke blunts all the time, but then that was like too much. So I liked a nice joint.
It's so much weed though.
Yeah.
When you're smoking by yourself, it's like
Especially towards the end, I'm getting like high on like pharmaceuticals by myself and a nice joint.
Yeah.
See, that's like what people, like a couple of my friends who are just like the hardest of junkies. They're like, I was shooting up in my fucking butthole. I spread my butthole and shoved a syringe of heroin and cocaine mixed together and just shot it in there.
It is the funniest place to
Yeah,
do it.
and I'm like, that's what's up, dude. But I smoked weed until the day I quit. And everyone's
what
like,
would be like the effects of that though?
what if I smoked weed?
No, if you shoot heroin in your asshole.
Oh, I don't know.
Then it's
probably
like,
get high.
what gets
dude.
affected? Well,
It's called
betting
boofing.
you get high.
It's called boofing. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever put it in a syringe and they're like, here we go. But, you know, like I know people did that with Ebombs, ecstasy pills. And that's my biggest regret in life, that I just never popped one in my butt, dude. Because that was my favorite drug. Out of all of them, ecstasy was the best drug ever.
Yeah.
But I was like towards the tail end when like Molly was like, Molly became huge. And people are like, it's like ecstasy, but with all, like, not made in a bathtub somewhere. And I'm like, you want it made in a bathtub.
It was made in the sink.
There was, like, such an allure about ecstasy because they're like, dude, one of these pills can kill you.
Well, that's the thing with Molly. It's like, I don't think Molly was actually any cleaner for you. I think it was just, like, the dream, like, that people had.
It was weaker, I'll tell you that much.
Ecstasy's cut with who knows what, and they just wanted Molly to be pure, but now it's... I guess they took care of that. Yeah. Fentanyl's like, dude, I'm in this now too.
Especially when I was doing ecstasy, there were so many people who were like ecstasy experts. And they were like, well, if it's this color, this is what it's cut with. I'm like, I don't think you know.
Have you ever met an ecstasy expert, though? That was like, this guy's a big time.
Because I remember I was doing brown stars. That's what they were. And he was like, they were brown stars, literally, with like speckles, so like black speckles in them. He's like, you can tell these are cut with dope. And I was like, how can you don't know that, dude.
I would believe that.
So if I ever think about it, because I did do a lot of ecstasy, like if I ever think about it, because I like notoriously never done heroin because I'm afraid of needles, and all my scumbag friends are like, you know, you can just snort it. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, buddy. I was more of an Oxy 80 perk 30 guy. But I guess I've done so much ecstasy where I can safely be like, I've done every drug. It had to have been in there. How cool would
ecstasy be? I wish I did ecstasy and like went down a hill on like rollerblades or something.
It'd probably be fun,
That'd
dude.
Be great.
I didn't like typical
like
ecstasy.
San Francisco where you can just keep going for like 30 minutes.
So my favorite time of year to do it was Halloween, and I remember the one year we did it. I did it solo every time.
That's
like I would be with people partying, and I'm like, I'm doing ecstasy, and they're like, who are you doing
and that
it with?
Didn't bother you?
No, I was having the time of my life.
Really?
Yeah, but
because that was like the one thing I did. I was that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm on ecstasy, and like everyone's like,
they're like, I'm just drinking this natty ice.
Yeah, we're in mid conversation.
Yeah.
But like I would try and explain to them like my feelings. And everyone's just like, no one asked.
So we went to Bloomsburg.
I don't want to touch this stop sign. A lot of my drug taking happened in
Bloomsburg. Yeah, because it's a depressing town. There's nothing to
do.
I remember being depressed on
There's Walmart or school, and everyone's like, well, you're pretty much putting the gun to our head here to do drugs.
Yeah, I was pretty much depressed just staring at like the hill of Bloomsburg because my buddy Steve went there. My buddy Steve and my buddy Chris went there. But I remember we went down there for Halloween. It was 2008. It was right when the Phillies parade was.
Yeah.
And
we would have been there together.
Dude, we could have been.
My buddy got arrested by a police horse.
That's what's up, dude. A lot of cool.
Like, I swear to God, the lady didn't even get off the horse. Like, it just like planted its foot in his back.
Yeah. Did the horse read the Miranda rights?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Horse Cop 2020.
Yeah.
So. Dude, I went there, and so I've done all shapes and sizes of ecstasy. So usually, like you would think in your head, the bigger the pill, there's probably like, you know, they're all
right.
But it doesn't really matter. But this one looked like they just ripped off the end of a pencil eraser. Like it was like a little pink nub.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, there's no way. And I was depressed because I spent.
But you were like, on the off chance it is, I'm gonna snort this shit out of this pencil.
And I think we were only down there for like the night, but I remember I took like my only $20 and I bought beer because it was like looking like it's not happening.
Yeah.
I tried getting in Philly the whole time, and then the second we're down there, someone's like, "Yo, I found someone with them. Do you still want them?" So I borrowed $20 from my friend, and dude, it was the hardest I ever rolled.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like one of the first few times I did it, and I was just like fucking out of my mind, and I don't know where I was going with that, but it was a fun time.
Ecstasy story, man.
Yeah, that's ecstasy, man, and that's ecstasy.
You just go up. There is no come down. You just cut it short.
Yeah.
Down.
This is what I don't like the typical like rave type stuff. Because I remember there was an apartment downstairs of my buddy's apartment, and they had techno music and strobe lights going, and like my friend was like, "Come on, we'll have fun down here," and like I'm sitting there like dancing.
I'm so bad of a dancer that ecstasy doesn't even help me.
Yeah. And she was like, are you having the time of your life? I'm like, this is my fucking nightmare. I can't stop, dude. Like, there's just strobe lights. I'm like, am I dying? But those were the days, dude.
Yeah, man.
The finest time I ever did, I did a couple Ebombs, and we were at Temple.
Yeah.
And it just snowed out, so everything was closed down. And they were like, we're going to the Chinese store around the corner, get some food.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, man, I'll go with you. Snow on the ground, freezing cold out. I walked out of the shower with a damp towel wrapped around my head and no shirt. And I was like, let's fucking go. And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm sweating, dude.
Yeah. Nothing says drugs like a guy
in
a fucking towel.
Then your eyes just being
January.
Yeah, your eyes having no color, just being black, and you're just sweating with no shirt on. And it's like, are you okay right now? And it's like, I'm absolutely not all right.
Having the time of my life, man.
Yeah, ecstasy's the shit, dude. So if you're out there, I don't condone doing ecstasy, but if you ask me, the best drug ever.
It is, but I've met guys my roommates in college were all like Long Island guys, so it was like big ecstasy heads. For some reason, everyone on Long Island's a club promoter, and
fucking right they are, dude.
Each just like leech each other, like poach them to come to their club different nights. But this kid said he did so much ecstasy, he was just fried.
Yeah,
he just had like no personality, and like he even said he's just like I don't like Christmas anymore.
I think that's
it was
where
like bummer shit. It was like. Dude, like...
I'm not a bummer like that. I love Christmas. My favorite holiday, probably.
No, he was saying, like, he couldn't get happy.
Yeah.
Or he was, like, super depressed.
I think it did a little something to me, because my demeanor, like, it's just...
life did that to me.
Yeah, but, like, as you've seen me out and about, I have, like, a very, whatever, demeanor about things. Like, it doesn't seem like I get excited about anything.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that might be from that.
Yeah, maybe. I guess I never thought about it.
I never thought about it till just now, until you said it. Maybe
but yeah, just about that time period too. College age, is where I was like, man,
because I show up to work exactly.
When was I happy?
Yeah, was I ever happy? Is that a lie?
What a fucking bullshit little kid I was.
I'll show up to work like this, and people are like, "Are you stoned right now?" I'm like, "I haven't smoked weed in 8 years." You know what I mean? And they're like, "What's up with you then? Like, do you just not care about anything?" I'm like, "Kinda."
Yeah, I care about you. Stop asking me questions.
Yeah, can you just quit asking me
questions?
I care
about when this ends.
Yeah, that's all I care about. That's when Applebees is done for the day.
Yeah, I mean, I guess... I don't know. That's actually a pretty good point. I never really thought about that. Yeah, that explains probably some of my... I should think about that a little bit more.
We're not happy anymore, dude.
Have you ever gone to work high?
At Applebees?
Like stone, yeah.
Well, I got sober like a year working into there, so I was wrecked there a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Not like stoned, but I would just be like, I'd be like going in the bathroom and doing 30s, walking out. I remember the one time.
What was the worst you got at work?
Well, the one time I was a double, and during my first part of the shift, they cut the floor, and I was like, I'm out.
Right.
And I was like a little withdrawing, and I was like trying to get a 30, and I was like, I need to get high before this shift tonight. And my buddy Matt was like, oh, I can't find them, but I have some coke. And I was like, all right. So I did like a bunch of bumps, and then I walked in just fucking wrecked out of my skull, dude. And like my boss's boss and like all the bigwigs were there sitting at like the first table, and I remember we were just watching Miracle doing coke.
Yeah.
And I walked back into work, and he was like, how was your break, man? And I was like
fucking Russians.
I was like, don't know if we beat the Soviets, dude, so you tell me, dude. This is America. I was like, let's fucking get some Dr. Pepper's table 30. And they're like, what's wrong with this guy, dude?
I got some ideas. Endless breadsticks. We hijack Olive Garden. It's working for them. It'll work over here.
Yeah, endless apps, just like Fridays, man.
Just licking your lips.
Yeah. Call it chewing air hoagies.
Chewing arrowgeese.
Yeah, that's a big ecstasy thing. And coke.
Okay.
When you're just grinding your teeth for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Air hoagies.
Well, that's where you gotta have to have gum, right?
See, when I did like an upper like that, I would want nothing with flavor.
Well, you would chew it out, especially on like Coke or Ecstasy.
Yeah, I just wouldn't though.
I wouldn't want the flavor out.
I didn't want the initial flavor in my mouth though.
You wanted that drip.
Because like I would be like drinking, and then I would be like, someone introduces drugs into the mixture, and I would just stop drinking and just drink water because I'm like, I'm so wrecked, and like the taste of beer is just making me nauseous right now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be out of my skull high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it is, dude. Cocaine.
Cocaine, man.
Good times, man.
Cocaine. Have you ever had fun drinking on? I don't think I've ever done. Well, just for the record, I have not done cocaine in years.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
But
regardless of what it is,
in the time you think it, I feel like I really enjoy the ritual of like preparing it.
Yeah, I mean with opiates.
But every time I've done it, I've been drinking, and it's like, who knows?
Yeah.
You're either, if you do the coke first, you don't get drunk. If you drink, you don't notice the coke.
I feel like a good point.
I just wake up, my nose sucks.
Like I would say, I would like immediately stop drinking. So I never got the people who were like, it helps me drink more. I'm like, I'm doing so much cocaine.
It would help you drink more, which isn't necessarily the best thing either.
But I would just want more cocaine.
Yeah,
Once it's introduced, I'm like, I'm not drinking anymore. I just want coke.
Right.
Which is probably why I'm a junkie.
So maybe I did have fun.
I'm probably more junkie than alcoholic, you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, let's more coke, you know? Sure. But, yeah, I think I had fun doing every drug other than like opiates. They were never really fun. Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I guess they were fun. They just felt good. You know what I mean?
Well,
but they weren't fun.
Good.
But they weren't fun. I didn't do like fun shit. I would just be like,
yeah. Do you kind of wait? I mean, those days are over.
Yeah, they're over. They're long gone, dude.
I mean, doing ecstasy by yourself now at this age, like if you told somebody that, they'd be like, "What is wrong with you?"
They'd be like, "Grow up, man." Yeah, and they're like, "You still live with your parents?" I'm like, "Fucking right."
Yeah. They didn't mind the music though. They didn't mind a thing. They were so cool about it.
Yeah,
just let me vibe.
Yeah, some people like to just vibe, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's your parents need to support their kids no matter what.
Hey,
that's what I say.
You're looking at it, man. They gave me this lovely studio, which is a basement, dude. You know, we're killing it.
Yeah, that's great.
You see these curtains, man? They're brick. Curtains, they're not even red.
I'd like to see Deer Tag and Do-Rag get some curtains.
Yeah. They don't got curtains.
No curtains.
They got Raven.
They do have Raven.
They just do it live out. I barely know how to work this setup. That like setup would make my head explode. I'm like, I don't even understand how you guys do that.
I don't know how they do anything live. That would be
just nerve-wracking. Dude, I bypassed using like XLR mics because it was just too difficult for me. And Davron was going to set everything up for me. Yeah. He's like, dude, literally all you got to do is hit record. And I'm like, this already sounds like
I feel like everyone that says that, like,
he literally set it up.
How to do it. They're like, oh, it's just so easy.
He literally set it up in a way where it is so easy. I mean, other than these mics being a little echoey sometimes, and my boy Fosco, who did the podcast, hit me up and he's like, you do need to get new mics, dude.
Yeah.
Because I think a good part of Drew's
how about these sponsors
episode. Right. See, why does everyone throw the sponsors out there? Like they know anything about this stuff. You know what I mean?
No, not that they know.
Just to get the money.
They get the mics. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got the mics already.
Yeah.
These are good microphones. It just annoys me that they do that echo, and I refuse to blame the microphones. I think it's that the room we're in right now is not big, but if you look, there's no door, so it's kind of a big room.
Yeah, I get that.
So space is just, and it's an empty basement. I mean, sound's just bouncing off of everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand sound. Is the main problem.
There's a lot of things I don't understand.
Like when we shot the special, my buddy Corey, aka Biz, nickname, he was like
Biz, Devron, Shavion, Chevelle.
Yeah. Ayu.
Yeah. Ayu.
But right before we shot it, he's like, you sure you want to record it there? And I was like, well, I mean, we have to record it there because that's where, because we shot it and recorded it at a recording studio.
Yeah.
So it was like literally that microphone was hooked up to like a fucking state-of-the-art soundboard and mixer in the room behind it.
Right.
And then he was like, yeah, but the ceilings are high. I'm like, what the fuck?
I wouldn't think about that though.
Either did I. And I was like, what? And he was like, the sound has nowhere to go. High ceilings. It's not good for comedy.
Get one of these like drop ceilings.
What are you, a guru, dude? You just know everything about sound and comedy? It turns out he might have been right.
Yeah, I think you go to school for that. Right?
Yeah, he used to book the best variety shows, man.
The variety shows.
Yeah, it would be like music and comedy and like just like rap and like rock.
Yeah.
He did them at Connie's Rick Rack all the time. Okay. Yeah. Back in the day, he had Shane on a bunch. Gillis. Yeah. So that's my goal in life is to meet Shane Gillis and be like, you ever remember doing
meet Shane Gillis?
And ask him, be like, you ever do a Biz Mighty variety show? And he'll probably be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But you met him though, right?
No, I never met him.
He's been at Grape.
When?
I don't know. I swore you were there. It wasn't too long ago. He's only been in New York for a little bit.
I think he went to New York right when I started.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, I never met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It sounds weird to say like I want to meet. I just want to talk to him and be like, you remember doing Biz Mighty variety show? Just for him to be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm sure he remembers it. Do you think he remembers it?
I don't know. It'd be interesting.
I think you would like remember all the pivotal moments in your early career of comedy. You know what I mean? I feel like it's harder to remember when you're successful and you're on the road every weekend.
Yeah, when you have more memories to like pull from. When you did like one show, like me, I've been doing it for like 10 years, and I've done like 3 open mics.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know.
I remember those 3 open mics so well.
Last week was brutal for me, dude, because it's just knocking the rust off.
You know. Well,
and my perception of just being up there, I'm like, was this dog shit, dude?
Dude,
then I'm like, who cares? You know what I mean? That's what it ultimately boils down to. Doing comedy for a bunch of comedians who are just genetically. I used to do that as a joke on stage. I'm like, this is depressing that we sit up here, do jokes in front of each other, and they're all. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, I'm the same way. I'm not talking shit, but you're all genetically programmed in your head. You like trained yourself to not laugh at anything ever again.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I'm just like, I'm still nervous of like, what the fuck am I gonna say? And
I go up there.
How am I gonna do it?
No plan every time.
I can't go no plan.
I go.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I go.
I got too much anxiety. I'm too shaky.
Shot an hour special with no plan, man.
Well, that is true. The whole time, like,
and that's why it's
right
not
before
good.
I go, I hate, and that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is like people trying to like talk to me when it's like the person before me like, is on.
Yeah, I usually like when it's 2 before
I'm
me.
like, I just need to chill and
I just get away from everyone.
Down.
I set my phone up just to videotape it for some unknown reason. I do it for every set.
Can't listen back to it.
No, I listen back to it and I'm like, I hate you. You know what I mean?
I've recorded like 2 sets and I've like tried to listen to them back, and as soon as I start talking, I just turn it off. I'm like, I can't.
I know, dude.
I can't hear myself.
I've gotten fairly used to it from doing that and doing this because I have to pick the clips every week.
Yeah.
So I like scroll through and I'm like, when was I talking about the thing in my head? I'm like, oh, I want to get a clip for this, man. My voice sucks, dude.
You need a producer, dude.
I do.
Here. I'm
the producer now, man.
The whole thing, dude.
Yeah. I mean, Davron and Mark still own a stake in this company.
I'm starting to think there's not a Davron and Mark.
There's Davron and Mark.
For like some tax purposes, you're just created these.
You wait till tomorrow. I'll introduce you to people who have met Davron and Mark. There'll be a couple comedians tomorrow at the open mic who have done this podcast and be like, I met Davron and Mark.
Are they coming?
I mean, Foster did it. He met Davron and Mark. Naeem met them.
I hope I didn't say anything wrong.
About who? Davron and Mark.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty pissed off right now, man.
It could be.
Nah, Mark,
in my head, I am. I think
cool.
they're gonna beat the shit out of me.
No, I don't think so. Well, I think you're okay in their book. I don't know, dude. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
What would be cool? Getting beat up by my boys, dude?
A little bit. Do you ever think I've been trying to go to the gym?
I can't do it. I can't social phobia of people watching me work out.
It is wrong. It is 100% that. But there's like now, I guess high schoolers are like ambitious or something, and they're like at the gym at like 5:30 in the morning, and it's just a bunch of high schoolers and shit. And I just think about it. If I am in the locker room and like a little kid says something or like does something like knocks my towel off or something, just something where it's like, as a man, I can't let a little kid disrespect me like that. Yeah. But at the same time, he could beat my ass, and it's like, it's that whole struggle of like, I don't know, just running through
a 16-year-old beating your ass.
Just running through every scenario that could happen that will never happen. Yeah. I just sit there and think about, and then everything just ends up in them just beating my ass. Like, what? So if something went down, would you talk back to a kid, or just kind of be like, fuck that kid, or whatever, let him have it? On the off chance he embarrasses you further in public.
I don't like confrontation that much. Usually I just let it slide.
Usually I do, and then I like fucking yell at myself in a mirror. Later,
I have a couple people who love confrontation, dude. My buddy BK, who was supposed to do this tonight, who's moving, he's just such Delco trash, dude. Oh, yeah. We were driving home, and he's like, you just gotta keep a roll of quarters on you and throw it at the car next to you if they cut you off. I'm like, what world do you live in?
Maybe that is a Delco thing. Yeah, I'm from Delco.
Oh, you're a Delco guy? Dude, you know BK?
I know BK. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32? How old's BK, dude? I don't know. I'm 30. I'm gonna be 33. So
yeah,
I don't know if BK's the same age. His brother's name's Neil.
I don't know Neil and I don't know BK.
You don't know BK, dude?
Don't know BK.
Wow, you're a Delco
I
guy.
moved like in 5th grade.
Yeah, you got out of
So
Delco.
I was still pretty.
To where?
pretty
Pottstown?
To
Where you-
Pottstown, yeah.
Okay, and you just stayed in Pottstown?
Just stayed in Pottstown, man. The
It's not bad,
paradise.
dude.
Pennsylvania's paradise city.
So Gap's easy for you on Monday night. So,
Gap is easy, but it sucks, so I just avoid that.
yeah. It's just the drive. Then I get there and I'm like,
I literally am just like at a point in life where it's just like it's so hard to do anything. I can't.
yeah. So on Tuesday,
It
is that
sounds
great? But
bitchy,
you
but-
will you just drive around until you find parking, or do
Oh yeah,
really?
yeah.
You won't just enough is enough and go to the lot right next door?
No,
It's $10.
no.
I do every time.
Really?
I don't even look
Why?
because it's $10. It just makes my life easier.
I get that. There's a lot of other things in my life where I am just willing to like pay as opposed to just like deal with anything.
Yeah, even when it.
But
came
I
to-
get there early enough, and I used to live down there, so like
Oh,
I
okay.
know some spots I can get
I
luck
couldn't live
with.
there. There's too many hills.
It sucks.
Too hilly.
It sucks.
Especially when you're coming down Grape Street. Like I'll come down from the top.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a one way, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'll always be like down halfway through, and it's like a car that has like room to operate, and they're like, "You need to move somewhere." I'm like, "I'm sandwiched in between
Yeah.
5
It's all
cars.
these fucking food.
Where do you want me to
delivery
move?
people.
You move."
Yeah. No, everyone's getting their food
I
delivered.
got
so
stuck
they just
behind a
fucking
DoorDash
hang out
guy
there.
who just left his car in the middle of the street.
He just honk at him and they don't care.
No, he got out of the car, just left his car in the middle of the street, left it on the door, and was just
Yeah,
like
but what
chilling
did-
until they opened it. I'm like, "Don't you just leave it and go?"
Yeah.
Like I've seen my boys get DoorDash. I never get DoorDash,
Right.
but they just like
they have
text
the
you.
balls of like taxi drivers all of a sudden.
Yeah,
When did that start? Who allowed that?
they must be from Delco, man.
It must be.
Delco.
But yeah, I do have that like road rage thing. Where
Yeah,
It's like,
is that a Delco thing, or do you think that's just a thing that people have?
that's-
People get
that's
road rage in the
upset.
car with me.
Like you driving?
Well, I drive
they,
slow,
Yeah.
anyways. But like, if other people like are cutting me off or something, the person who, if
Right,
someone's
yeah,
riding
yeah,
with me,
yeah.
the person riding with me gets unreasonably angry.
Yeah.
While I'm just fucking in my own world.
Yeah,
like, I'm
that's
like,
me.
it's all right, dude. I think it's worse if
No,
you
it's
get it
not
in the
all right.
passenger seat and you're like, "You fucking
It
asshole,
probably
you want to
is.
go?" And I'm like,
Well,
"Calm
it's worse
down."
if they do something and now someone is like motherfucking you. And
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't want to be in this thing. Like, at least let me dictate when
Yeah.
I'm getting yelled at by
The
strangers.
coolest thing I ever saw, this wasn't road rage, but we were coming home from a concert on St. Patty's Day. It was like me, my boy Cody, my boy Nate, and like 2 other dudes.
Yeah.
And we were stuck in like bumper to bumper traffic on, it was St. Patty's Day, so everyone's hammered
Right.
on 95. And dude, this girl in the car next to us just leaned out the window and started throwing up. But the dude in this, it was like 4 people in the car.
Yeah.
So the dude right sitting behind her was just sitting there, like, and you could tell it was like his girl, and he was just like not having it, but he just like gave one of these like out the fucking car thing. I don't know if he noticed we were looking at him, but she's hurling, and he's just giving one of these. He's like, and we were just dying laughing at that dude in the backseat, like, fucking this bitch.
Yeah. I get that. The craziest thing I had on the road like that,
Yeah.
we were leaving. It was like a car full of us, and we were in like my friend's mom's minivan. We went to a concert. I forget. It's not a. I'm not proud to say it was either like Dave Matthews or like OAR or
Who
something.
cares, dude?
Well, I do now.
Yeah.
I would make fun of myself back then.
You
for that.
forsaken jam bands? You're like, I don't, you know,
Yeah,
you better
it's
not
not
bring
my
a jam
thing.
band. I like Crazy Game of Poker. That song rips.
That's
dude.
it. That's it. bro.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had other.
It's not enough to
songs.
get third row seats.
Wow, you were in it.
My buddy was into it.
Yeah.
So, but I went. I willingly went.
Yeah.
But we all packed into my buddy's mom's minivan, and we were driving down 76, and my buddy's girlfriend was with us, and then we're like pretending that she showed his ass, but my buddy like showed these dudes his ass.
Yeah.
And they were all like, "Oh shit, going crazy," and then he like revealed it was him.
Yeah.
And they threw a fucking full beer at
Right.
the van, and then from there it was on for like 4 miles. It was just full on
Oh, just
like Miller High Lives
throwing
beats
shit at each other
on the highway. Yeah,
Yeah.
just pegging like
See,
dude, just blasting.
that's
dents
terrifying to me
in
that someone would
cars.
do that. Dude.
It was, yeah. I was in the back like freaking out, like guys.
Yeah, like
For
this
some
is
reason
not
covering
okay,
my
dude.
ears.
I walked.
Stop it.
I walked on 95 before.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I got. I was just.
It's just another
We were
like
at
ecstasy
McFadden's at
store.
3rd and Springboard. No, it wasn't Ecstasy. I was just very drunk.
Yeah,
And
like,
like,
guys, I'm putting on my towel. I'm taking off.
nah, I just got drunk and my buddy was like, yo, just get in the car. And I didn't like how he said it. So I was like, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm
I've had plenty of
walking.
that.
It took me an hour to walk to the ramp at 95, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Then he pulled up the car. He like didn't even leave yet. And he was like,
Yeah.
dude, just get in the car. And I was like all emotional. I was like, you're my boy. I'm sorry.
Oh, you went that way.
Yeah. But then he was like, just get in. And
See,
then,
if I get in a fight or something
this
like
is what
that,
happened.
drunk, I like will not give in.
Yeah.
Like whatever emotion I get hit with first, I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm angry forever now.
Yeah. Then he just, we were on the 95 ramp. Then he was just like, dude, just get in the car. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, fuck you. Dead cell phone. No money.
Right.
1 cigarette for that whole walk. I eventually got a
That ain't gonna
cab.
work.
Swiped my debit card. Prayed that it went through.
Wait, you didn't end up getting in the car.
No.
So was your buddy just
The
behind you?
taxi picked me
until
up on
the taxi-
95. No.
Or was he
no.
just like eventually like, fuck him?
there?
just
Yeah, he
deal
just
with
was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy was out.
How'd you get a taxi on 95 to stop?
I think they just pulled over because they're like, dude, you clearly
This guy
can't.
needs
It's illegal to walk on 95. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until I got sober.
that makes sense.
And they were just like, yo, the taxi was like, yo, just get in. And then he was like, cash only. And I was like, I don't have cash.
I had one.
I swiped my debit
yeah.
card and prayed that it went through, and it did. Negative $46.
Well, yeah.
And he didn't even like take me here. He